like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, and a baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
We just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I know that for a lot of us, Kevin's death came as a total surprise, and I am so sorry, but what are you looking at? Are you guys good, or?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Ha! Yeah, I bet you are, homewrecker.
Okay, yeah, Kevin's death is really sad, but you know, no one's commented on my new hair yet, so I think that's the real tragedy here.
I think it looks good.
Okay, thanks, David.
I got a haircut last week if anyone cares.
Boo! You suck! Freaking loser! Woo!
You know what? Why don't we just roll the damn thing? You know, the first day he didn't show up to class, something felt off, but, you know, we just thought maybe he's sick. People get sick all the time. But then the weeks went by and class after class, he just wasn't there. And that's when we got the call.
Hi, Cardi.
Hi, David.
How are you today?
Been better.
I'm handling it the best that I, can.
So the first thing that I wanted to do was interview some of the students that had him. But what surprised me is that there were only two ends of the spectrum. There were the people that knew Kevin a little too well, and then there were the people that didn't seem to really know Kevin at all.
What's something, that you'd like to say about Kevin?
Was he a student here?
He was just such an inspiration, his work on, he based Citizen Kane on William Randolph Hearst.
Wait, hold on. You know that's Orson Welles, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about Kevin Wells, the professor here.
Who?
The only word that's coming to mind isn't necessarily a word that describes Kevin, but more a word that comes to mind when I think of him, and that word is biopic.
He's fantastic in everything that he does. He dresses fantastic. I mean, he wears f***ing Sperry's.
He pronounces it biopic, and that's just, something that I think I'm gonna carry with me for like the rest of my life, because it's so wrong. And he knows it's wrong. Well, he knew.
He's a professor? Kevin Wells? You know who I'm talking about?
What do you teach?
He taught 271, MST 271.
Oh, I'm taking that.
The way that he does his beard, the way that he does his hair, it's all fantastic. No, I would say magnificent is the word that I would use to describe Kevin Ryan Wells.
Yeah, I got this tattoo in honor of Kevin. I don't know, you can see it upside down or...
Wait, hold on. What is
It's
that?
Freddie Mercury's signature.
Did you just use his middle name?
Yes, Ryan.
How did you find that out?
The voting records, they're online.
Does that mean you know where he lives?
903 Chandler.
I set up my appointment the day after that he passed, so...
He really taught me a lot of biology. He taught me
Did you say biology?
What did I say?
Does his wife?
She's not gonna see this, is she?
After we interviewed the students, I thought, well, maybe it'll be more productive to interview the professors. After all, they worked with him for years. They probably know a lot more about him than we do. But to my surprise, nobody really wanted to talk about him. Well, except of course for Fausto. Hey, excuse me, Professor, can we interview you for a student film?
Look, maybe later. I'm really tired. I'm exhausted.
We thought you might want to because it's for Kevin, so.
Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin Wells.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do I look okay though?
Yeah, no, you look fine. Don't worry about it. I kept getting these weird vibes from things that we were seeing in his office. It was almost like was almost like he had an obsession, like he was a stalker.
Whatever you guys want to do is fine by me. You know?
Yeah,
You guys, of
course.
You guys ready? Oh,
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's just, these things are everywhere.
Yeah.
Random bins, you know? Crazy.
Yeah.
He was the light of my day. Every time I saw him, thought about him. Sometimes when he was just rushing by to get to class, he'd yell out to me, "Hey Fausto, how can we be lovers?" And I'd scream back, "If we can't be friends." When I teach, I'm like, what would Kevin do? He was everything to me. I mean, everything to teaching. Everything good about teaching, Kevin was there at the front teaching.
At first, I was a little bit confused, taken aback even, by why Fausto seemed to be so mad at Cardi. But then as the interview went on, I started to figure out why.
He really was good.
I can't. I'm sorry. I just look. I know that you want to like talk, but I feel like it's better if I just do this.
I'm so glad I've never had you as a student. I'm so glad.
I know there's a lot of tension right now, but like let's just keep it zoned.
You're right.
Here. Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
would want me to keep my cool.
Yeah. I think that's true for both of you. So let's
Because
just...
Kevin obviously liked me more.
Yeah, okay. Whatever you want to talk
That's,
about.
you know, I'm...
Even though everything that Fausto said was strange and felt just generally uncomfortable, the weirdest part was when we were walking out of his office and I saw his phone screen.
Excuse me. Anyway, I'll see you guys around.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Have a good day. Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Did you see his phone background? Yeah, we have the same one.
After we wrapped Fausto's interview, we got a call from Kevin's lawyer, and he said that he would be more than happy to read out Kevin's will for us, which I thought was a little strange, but then he explained that Kevin had actually left some stuff in his will for the people in our documentary group.
So, under disposition of property, he leaves to his loving wife 50% of his finances. His Chili's gift card, $19.35 remaining on that. I don't know if that's been updated, so it's just kind of the remaining balance. To his wonderful children, he leaves 50% of the finances to be used either for higher education or a Michael Bolton biopic. Fausto Bernuevo, he left his 50-gallon vat of Ralph Lauren hair gel. Now again, I don't know if that's a full 50-gallon vat or kind of what's remaining out of a 50-gallon vat. To Maya, he's gonna leave the his Blu-ray collection. And again, he has some instructions on this, and it's, quote, so she doesn't have to watch those god-awful, low-quality, good-for-nothing DVDs. To the Laboratory for Genetic Research in Public Health and also cloning, he leaves the following. He leaves two items, actually. One is an 8-ounce Ziploc bag of his hair, and this is going to be ungelled, and then also an 8-ounce Ziploc bag of Michael Bolton's hair. It's going to be in the hopes that cloning will one day be possible, and that my clone and Michael Bolton's clone may become the best of friends and maybe release a Christmas album. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be legally enforceable per se. It's going to be more of a hope that Kevin had from beyond the grave.
Probably the most interesting thing that we found out from Kevin's will was that he has a twin brother. His name's Devin. Parents are very creative people, clearly.
To his, and he was very clear, to his dumbass brother, Devin, he left the following, literally nothing.
So we reached out to Devin and tried to get an interview with him, but it turned out to be a lot more difficult than we thought it was going to be. Clearly there was some ill will or bad blood between him and Kevin.
He talked about how much he liked his office, you know, a lot, so it is a little bit weird to be here and sit with the things that he had.
How does it feel sitting in that chair?
It feels pretty fantastic.
A comfortable chair?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good mainly because I'm alive, and he's not.
Do you have a family?
No. Not that I know of.
Yeah. Why are you wearing a wedding ring then, exactly?
It's actually not mine. It was actually Kevin's.
I know that Devin and Kevin are supposed to be twins, but I'm pretty sure they're the same f***ing person. Do you have a job?
Yeah, I have employment. I work at Hot Topic as a sales associate. Spend a lot of time on Twitter.
Yeah.
A whole lot of time on Twitter is where I do most of my research. And a lot of that research currently has been going to this new podcast about sort of our culture of vaccinations and pushing back. You know, it's really...
You are an anti-vaxxer.
I am a truth seeker
Oh.
in all its forms. The podcast is called Autism No.
I felt like Autism No wasn't a very marketable name for a podcast, not a good SEO. So I had some suggestions for him. They were Here for a Good Time, Not a Long Time, Baby Coffins Are Cheaper, and 4 years of Being a Mother is Enough for Me.
Kevin was vaccinated, obviously.
Are you saying that might have had a role in the fact that he's dead now?
You said it.
You know, throughout all of these interviews, there was one recurring theme, one person that kept coming up, no matter who we talked to. And that one person was Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton.
You know, he was always talking about accepting Michael Bolton as your Lord and Savior, blah, blah, blah.
During our week. Sorry. If we can just delete that. I don't really want to talk about what we did when we met out of school.
Where two or more are gathered, he is present. Touch to the heavens.
You know, when I look back on it now, I think he just didn't want me to go to hell.
Please. I don't want it to get out.
So you're aware of the cult activities?
Yes.
Did you ever participate?
Yes.
Oh, no, I went.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I figured I'd give it a shot, but it was weird.
Well, I mean, like, I wouldn't say it's like a cult.
We will sit down at Kevin's house, have some fine wine. Pink Moscato, actually. It's very good.
He handed me a glass of something. He told me it was wine, but it was pink. I don't know if he like watered it down. It seemed kind of like a cheap move.
He didn't celebrate Christmas, but he celebrated Bolton Mass, and this is what he gave on February 26th of every year. He'd get me a gift.
Listen, I thought this was for Kevin. I was missing him. You got me all vulnerable. No, you know what? I don't want to do this. No, it's Professor.
It's for Soul Provider, which is fitting. He was always telling me that to let him be my soul provider, which is a bunch of shit.
Cults are just a really weird thing to get into, but you know, we all go through phases.
Now, I don't profess to have known Kevin very well when he was alive, but it's safe to say that I had no idea that, well, he was such a weirdo. I mean, this whole thing, this cult, when people kept talking to me about it, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But the more I looked into it, the deeper that I got, I realized something. Bolton Miss, the three pillars, this crazy washed up sex icon holding together the entire universe, it's all true. Every last word. And you had the chance to talk to him just one more time. Is there anything that you would want to say to him?
Sure.
What would that be?
F you.
I miss him and I deeply care for him in ways that no one will ever understand.
Just that I hope he gets everything that he wanted out of this estate, and that I hope his property goes and is used in the way that he wants it to be.
I would make him alive, I think, you know, because he's not here with us anymore, so I wouldn't change anything about him when he was alive. But now, I'd like to make him alive, I think.
For all of us out there who knew Kevin, just remember one thing. How can we be lovers if we can't be friends?
If I should stay, I would only be in your way.
so I'll go. But I know I'll think of you each step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you.
Okay, where did everyone go?
You know, David, maybe they would have stayed if, dressed for the occasion.
I don't want to hear it, Cardi. You're literally wearing your cheesecake
I took
bag.
my
All right,
name
so we
tag
can talk
off.
about his outfit, but no one gets to talk about my hair.
Yeah, leave it to Aaliyah to want to talk about herself.
Yeah, you what to say.
Oh my god. You guys hear that?
It's him!
Just take those old records off the shelf. I'll sit and listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time rock and roll. Don't try and take me to a disco. You'll never even get me on the floor. In 10 minutes I'll be late for the dawn. I like that old time rock and roll. Still like that old time rock and roll. The kind of music that soothes the soul. I reminisce about the days of old with that old time rock and roll.
Love you, Kevin.